Oh, it is Monday. We had a really good weekend. It was my husband's 50th birthday yesterday. I shared that with you guys last Monday. And all of our kids came home, which is always just a big blessing, when they're adult kids. And two of them have to drive quite a distance to get here. I mean, it's like 2 hours and 2.5 hours, but that's still, a long time. And it's a particularly boring drive because there's just a lot of um, fields along the way. So there's not like much to see between that drive. So um, we've made that drive hundreds of times in our lives. So we know what that drive is, anyways. But to have our friends, um, a few friends and close family and everything here, it's just always such a nice time. We have the type of house that we can do that now, and we didn't have that a lot before. So I feel really blessed, and I feel blessed that we live close to most of the kids now. And my two daughter-in-laws that are pregnant, so cute. One is, she can have the baby any day and she's just ready. I mean, it's so hot um but she's just absolutely adorable. I think it's the cutest thing ever. She doesn't feel very cute, but as my friend Courtney pointed out yesterday, because we have been friends for more than 30 years and we were pregnant together at the same time with one of our kids. And she was like, we didn't feel cute when we were that far along either. And it's like, yeah, I know, but since I'm not the one pregnant, I think that she's adorable. So, um, anyway, so good morning, Venetia. So, um, oh, I don't know why I'm so particularly tired today. We spent a good amount of Friday or Saturday cleaning and getting the yard prepped and everything. I've been having such shoulder issues, and I think I talked about that last week. So I did make it into the chiropractor, and it was the best chiropractor visit I've ever had. I think he's been the best chiropractor. I spent a significant amount of time there. He went through many parts of my body, but I was so sore for 3 days. Really, my shoulder was really sore, and I had one day of no pain. And so I went out and started weeding the yard because I'd been neglecting it because my shoulder hurt so bad that it was just really hard. And I hurt my shoulder again. So clearly, weeding is part of the problem. But I think I just need to do some exercises and get it strengthened up more, which I don't know. I have never had a problem. Sorry, so I'm really tired still. So I have another chiropractor appointment, and I'm gonna get that straightened out, and then but we just, because my shoulder has been hurting, Rob's been doing some of my work, and we got a little bit behind on some things, and then preparing everything, and we had a potluck at church on Sunday, so I had cooked some things for that along with all of the food that I prepped for the birthday celebration. So Saturday, really, I didn't work in the studio at all, which is kind of a rare thing. And then, of course, Sunday we didn't because we had church and then the party. Oh my gosh, I don't know what is happening to me here. I'm usually not like this. But I think really my body kind of went into shock after the chiropractor appointment. I had kind of struggled a little bit with all of the adjustments and whatnot. So drinking a lot of fluids and um, just kind of, I felt so sluggish for at least a full day after that. But I knew that my body already felt better. Like all the adjustments that he made. Um, so yeah. So I have to finish a few more videos for Nature Walk, which I shared with you guys last week. It's this one right here. I'm almost done with those. I'm doing that. But the quote that I want to share today is by William Arthur Ward, which I don't know who that is, and I could have maybe Googled it, but um, study while others are sleeping, prepare while others are playing, and dream while others are wishing. And so I say that because a lot of times I think that I have created the business that I have. I have a little bit of talent. I'm not denying that. But I think for the most part, it's the amount of work that I put in. I'm a really hard worker. And I think many people who have their own business realize that we work harder than we would ever work if we worked for somebody else. And part of that is just because you have to have a successful business. And the other half is that ideally it's probably some sort of passion or um anyways, you want to see where that next level is going to be. So you're willing to put in that extra work because it's also for yourself. And you're not working for somebody else who has different visions, different dreams, different, whatever. So, and I often say that other people don't have what I have because they aren't willing to do what I do, right? So, many people aren't willing to give up, and work 6 days a week. They want to have a day off every now and then, or, how my husband and I don't really take a lot of vacations, and we're going on this cruise, and I'll be working a lot of the time. Um, but we do have those sprinkled days in between where we can be together, but he gets to have the whole time. And he needs that, and we're going to be away from the homestead, so he can't do anything. He can sit by the pool, he can sleep in, he can do whatever he wants to do. It'll be free time. And he needs that more than I do. Honestly, he works a lot more physical stuff than I work. And so I am, but all of the stuff that we have to do to get to a place where we can both be gone is, and we don't even have like livestock or anything. I mean, we have our chickens and all that, but just our dogs, and getting someone responsible enough to take care of everything is, because nobody's going to take care of your place like you would, for one thing, but it's summertime, so there's just a lot of watering to do, taking care of the animals, and and all of our dogs, well, half of them I guess now take medication, and getting all those things in order. And so our daughter is getting ready to move to Seattle, and so she's quitting her job because she's transferring to Seattle. So there's an in between. She's going to stay at our house, and I trust her to take care of everything. I mean, she was at home when we had a diabetic dog, and she had to give shots and do all of that stuff. So she's capable of taking care of our dogs in the manner in which they need to be taken care of. So, but just getting everything prepped so that someone else can take over, to make sure that all of my customers are, you know, okay with the deadline being increased, like getting all of the orders out, like all of the things that you have to do to make sure that you can leave for a week is a lot. So that's what we'll be doing for the next several, 2 weeks or whatever it is. But it's less than 2 weeks now, but about 10 days. Ooh, I don't know what is my problem. And good morning, Donna. So, other than that, what do I have going on this week? I'm finishing those videos. I have a friend coming over. She's another designer. Her name is Heather Black, and her business name is Quiltachusetts. She's a very modern quilter, and she does a lot of patterns and curved piecing. Most of her patterns involve curved piecing. She's like a master at that, and she has a couple books out, and one of them is on curved piecing. And so she lives in Sandpoint, Idaho, which is about an hour and 10 minutes or so from me. And so she designed a quilt that is so cute. It's called Universal Postage, using my Live Boldly line. So she's going to come here tomorrow, and we're going to film some episodes to show you how to make the blocks in that quilt, and her tricks for curved piecing. So I'm actually excited to um have her here, not just because she's my friend and all of that, but to learn from her, because she teaches her curved piecing techniques and shows and to guilds and all of that sort of thing. So just to learn her tricks for curved piecing, because I'm in the middle of doing a bunch of curved piecing for Nature Walk, and I didn't really have a whole lot of people teaching me how to do curved piecing. I just sort of have been winging it and figured out this or that. And so to have someone who like basically designs everything with curved piecing to learn her tips and tricks will be fun. So, and I'll be sharing those videos with you on my YouTube channel. I'm not sure when, we'll figure that out. And then I'll have kits for the quilt as well. So I'm excited for that, just to have a change in routine. I think that that's good. And of course, to visit with my friends, and she's bringing my other friend with her. So tomorrow will be a fun day in the studio. We'll be working, but it'll be fun work, because then I get to have a lunch break with my friends and, just kind of catch up and do some other things. Um, so yeah, I really just need to get Nature Walk done today, honestly. But oh, the other thing that I was going to tell you is that I am going to be on the Quilter on Fire podcast with Brandy. She interviewed me, I can't remember, a couple months ago. And so it'll drop on Tuesday, which is fun. I'm going to put a little link in my newsletter on Wednesday. If you don't already listen to that podcast, she interviews quilters, all types of quilters. And she has a very popular podcast. I think is probably the #1 quilting podcast. I don't know. But so I'm excited to hear that. I haven't heard it or even had a little, sneak peek or anything. So I'll be listening with everybody else tomorrow as well. But I'll share links for that on my blog and my newsletter on Wednesday. Um, so that's a fun little thing for this week. And what else do we have going on? Hmm, 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 hmm. Hmm. Any questions? Oh, okay, let's see. Well, you guys don't know unless you've been following along online, but my second grandchild is obviously a grandson. So both of my grandkids that are coming in this year are boys. So again, we're very excited about that. I found out yesterday that the second grandchild, the nursery is going to be baby animals. So I think that's going to be very sweet. I am going to make a second Easter eggers quilt for my second grandson using my husband's old shirts. So now I have to cut another set of those, which I think is going to be super cute. So we'll do that one. And then I need to find another kind of pattern for baby animals. So I'll be looking around for that. I do have one saved from several years ago that was a bear. And so I might look to see, kind of what I have in my stash. But I think that's a cute theme. I think that there are so many things that we can do with that. And so my grandsons' names are going to be Odin. The first one's name is Odin, and the second one is Raiden. So I think that those are cute names, and Odin and Raiden. And what else? What else do we have going on? Just trying to go through my week, and those are the big things. Baby lambs. Oh, that would be really cute, especially because we keep sheep in our field. Our neighbors borrow our field for their sheep, and I think they're so cute. And Lynn says, I'm late. Good morning. Love the names. Thank you. And Donna says, very cute names. Thank you. I'm glad that they're not kind of weird names, honestly. I mean, I didn't say anything. I will support whatever because it's, their choices. But I'm glad that I don't have to, have any weird names, which I don't like. Charisma. I have always hated my name, but that's a story for another day. So yeah, I don't know. Unless you guys have any questions, I'm not like 100% chatty today. I've been struggling this morning, and can you hear my rooster? I can hear him, but I don't know if you guys can hear him, but he just crows. Well, there's two of them, but the one, he's, the younger of the two, and he just crows constantly. I mean, yes, he just crowed again. So, stress yawning, probably. There's so much to do, and I get boggled down with all of the stuff that, thinking about leaving, it's just stressful enough, like getting all of the packing done, getting all of everything organized so that somebody can come behind you and, know how to handle this or that or whatever. And that probably is. And then I have all of this emails and all of this. What is stunning is, there's another designer named Juicy Juice, and months ago, I watched a reel that he put out, and I think I might have shared this with you guys before, but anyways, and he, as a designer, he made this reel that was really cute, and he's like, what people think that I'm actually doing all day, and he's at his sewing machine, and and he's like, what I'm actually doing, and he's at the computer. And there was never a truer reel about our business than that, because I can sit down at the computer and I have to well, I have to limit it for a few reasons. One is that I could be sitting there all day long on the computer and I would get nothing else done because the computer has um, just days of work that I have to answer emails, do all of this, do all of that. And then I I try to limit it to, maybe a couple hours in the morning, and then in the evening, anything that's emergency, I will do that. But um because then I can't get anything else done. And there's nothing ever truer, because as a designer, all of the magic happens on the computer because we have to wear so many hats. So all of my designing is done on the computer. You have to pitch your designs. You have to um all of your marketing and everything is basically done on the computer. And then, all of your editing, all of your all of the stuff that has to do with design is like done on the computer. So whether you're designing a pattern, you're designing fabric, any of that stuff, it's all done on the computer. And then after everything is said and done, you can start sewing. But then you pretty much have to have start on the next line, or doing whatever. And then I have my long arming, and I have all of this other stuff to do. So I have people like Donna B, who's on this thing, that help me sew my samples, which would be the fun part of working. But um I can't do everything, so I have to have help doing stuff. And so sewing samples, I get help with writing the patterns. I pay a tech writer to write my patterns because I just don't have time. And then now I pay someone to edit videos because I just don't have any more time in my day to do any of those types of things. So, um, I and uh sometimes, like, if it's possible, I'll have them now cut out a block for the videos while they're making the sample, or whatever. But a lot of times, like, the nature walk, the way that it was written, it would have been really hard for her to cut a block out for that. um to So anyway, so I'm sewing that while I'm making the videos, and then I had to do that with the little pink homestead quilt. I'm actually making the quilt and doing the videos at the same time, which made the process so much longer. I don't It's just crazy how long it takes to do all of that. So, and that has been my focus for this year, is to build up the YouTube channel. And just because as a designer, we have to well, first of all, we have to constantly up our games, right? That's just part of the business. But the second thing is that a lot of companies, ask us, how many YouTube followers do you have? What are you doing on social media? And, all of this thing. Well, I've been on Instagram for so long, and it goes stagnant, and then it'll pick up again. It goes because the algorithms change, and you have to keep up on the algorithm and first you have to figure it out, then keep up on it. Well, I'm tired of figuring it out all the time. So, um, I've just kind of like let it kind of go stagnant there for a while, because it's just hard to constantly be keeping up on the changing algorithms. Um and Lynn says, Charisma is a beautiful name. How would you like Jacqueline Lynn? Two Lynns in a row. Mouthful. Yeah. Oh, so you must go by Lynn instead of Jacqueline. Yes. So it's just a thing. But when I was growing up, there was no other Charismas, and my parents were hippies, and you had a fancy name, and I was, you know, kind of a throwaway kid, and it just was difficult to have that sort of name, and it was made fun of all of the time. And I don't know, I just wanted to have a normal name, and that's why I gave my kids normal names, because I had to live with an unusual name and I just didn't like it. It was horrible. um and so Venetia says, will the videos for all your so long stay on YouTube for a long time? Yes, forever. I'll keep them on there forever. So you won't have to worry about them going away or having to do them in a certain amount of time. They'll be up there forever. So that's why when I did the Little Pink Homestead so along, um, so I know that uh, I'm just doing them the same way that I do all of my other videos. There won't be any of the measurements or anything in there. I'm just showing you the construction of the block, because you'll have all of the measurements from the block emailed to you um, when you signed up for the sew along. So that way, later on, when the pattern is a published paid pattern, those videos will still be able to be used. So I did that on purpose to make sure that I wouldn't have to redo all of those videos, because I don't want to do my work twice, but also to make sure that, there is that support for everybody, because I can't tell you how many so longs I started and didn't finish right away, right? It's hard to keep up on everything, especially one that is that long. But it was my biggest block of the month program that I've ever written. But there's such a variety of blocks, and I love a good sampler quilt. The quilts that I make on my own from other people, the ones that I get excited about, are sampler quilts. And I say that, like, one of my favorite pattern designers that I will buy books and patterns for is Jen Kingwell, because I can use my stash and I never get bored, because there's several different kinds of blocks in them. And so I love being able to try new things and not get bored. So you sew those first couple of blocks and then you go on to the next one. So I've been working on Dear Jen. I started that before I moved. And so I haven't been working on it since then, because I don't have a lot of free time now, but I had more free time then, because, I had work and then home life, but now I have work, home life, and renovations. So, and homesteading and all of those sorts of things. So now I'm hoping that maybe this winter I can start getting back into that a little bit, and maybe I'll have a little bit more sewing time for me, because I don't have a whole lot now. I spend all of my time making samples, and when I do have sewing time, so um which isn't, completely horrible. I'm designing my own quilts and, all of that, but sometimes as a pattern designer, we have to use lines of fabric that are current, come all from the same company, and, we're trying to sell something. And in order to sell a quilt pattern, you need to be able to also feature a line or something in it that, because if you put a pattern out and they can't get the fabric, it's very upsetting to some people. They don't go to their stash. They want the quilt to look exactly what you've put out. So um I love being able to just go into my stash and pick out my favorite colors, or mix and match a lot of things, and, like a lot of quilters do, but I can't put that out into the world for sale. So, every now and then I just want to do a project where I can dig into my own stuff, make it the way that I want to make it, not make it in a way to sell it. And so that's kind of the um, grind when you're a designer, is that you can't always do that. And I'm not complaining. I mean, I feel like I have such a blessed job, but sometimes in order to be creative, you just want to be able to go in there and choose what you want to choose and use what you have, and just on the spur of the moment create. And I want to be able to do that some more. It helps me with my creative juices as well. So um, if I have time to create, then I'm going to put out more good things, you know. So uh, these are all of the templates that I have to sew today for Nature Walk. Donna B knows those templates well. She's sewed 2 of those samples. And so I am almost done. I only have a couple blocks left and everything is cut out and ready to go. I have to type my newsletter today and the blog for that to say that I'm going to be on Quilter Fire. The date changed because she had a family thing pop up on her in her life, so she had to change the dates because I had everything set up for earlier, and so now I just have to kind of change some things. But yeah, so that is what's going on in my neck of the woods. And Donna says, I do. Yes, you do. You know exactly what those look like. The good thing is they go pretty quickly because there's not very many seams to those paper piecing pieces. So they do go pretty quickly. So, okay, well, I think that we're just a few minutes early. We can say goodbye for the day, and I hope that you all have a good week and that you are not as busy as I am, honestly. Good morning, Faith. So, I want you to think about the quote that, you know, study while others are sleeping, prepare while others are playing, and dream while others are wishing. People won't have what you have if they don't do what you do. And so I think about that. I'm kind of tired, stressed, overwhelmed with all the things that I have to do. But look what I've created. I can kind of look at the pink barn, look at all of the opportunities that I have, all of the places that I've seen, all of the beautiful people that I've met, and it all seems worth it to me. So I just got to keep going, and at some point, either I will catch up or I'll find some more energy somewhere. And Lynn says, get some rest if you can and have a wonderful week too. God bless you. You too, Lynn. And Venetia says, have a great week. And Donna B says, amen. So you get to do all of it. And you love it. And we will see you soon. Yes, I do. And I love all of you. So bye. Have a great week.